Hello and welcome to your weekly horoscope for week commencing the 21st of March for the Sun or the Ascendant. What I'm going to do is give you a broad overview of what to expect, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep to give you in forensic detail each of the 12 zodiac sign forecasts. Now this week begins with the Sun finding its way in its new home of Aries. This obviously gives us an opportunity for a sense of renewal, for getting on the front foot with fresh plans, or revitalising the strands that are ongoing with greater energy and enthusiasm. So really exciting stuff. But of course the ruler of the sign of Aries is Mars, and that's in sector 11 alongside Venus in the sign of Aquarius. And Mars comes into a direct and exact right angle with Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, the modern ruler of Aquarius, on Tuesday. Now, therefore, it could be a restless start to this week. Mars squaring Uranus can make us a bit more impatient, more easily frustrated with limitations. It could see us experiencing a greater consciousness about those people who share different values to us. We may be more impulsive about spending money. Also, someone could try to dominate us and restrict our freedoms, but equally we can push back on any restrictions that are trying to be imposed on us. So that's an interesting combination. At the heart of this week, also Mercury, in its debilitated journey through Pisces, combines with Neptune. Now this is absolutely awesome if we want to embrace the more spiritual dimension, to do some meditation or perhaps some creative writing or listen to some really enchanting music, but it can make it more difficult to grapple with details, so our concentration could be affected a little bit at the heart of this week. However, later in the week, Mercury moves forwards to forge a very penetrating link with Pluto. Pluto in the sign of Capricorn for that little while longer. It's moving into Aquarius next year, 23, for nearly 2.5 months. And then we'll go into Aquarius in 24 for a longer stay. But that combination between Mercury and Pluto can give Mercury in Pisces, which can be very mutable, can give it a bit more shape. So excellent for thinking behind the scenes of situations, do a bit of probing or research. But Friday's quarter moon also occurs in the sign of Capricorn. And of course, like Aries, this is a cardinal sign, very much about leadership. And I think the energy of the sun in Aries is quite immediate. It's focused on what it wants to do in the here and now, whereas the energy of Capricorn is more about the long established ways that things are structured. So it can be like having to deal with someone in a position of authority, like a line manager. It could be an institution, a governmental agency, and we may encounter some frustration if something we want to do that's new and fresh and exciting somehow receives less than enthusiastic support from someone who's part of the establishment, if you like. But that Aries energy is given a significant boost on Sunday when Mercury, the planet of thought and talk, moves into this sign, and that gives it much more fire, much more thrust. And I think that whole feeling of a new beginning is definitely going to be rejuvenated even more. Now please stay with me for your in-depth horoscope forecast, but if you are new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you would subscribe. If you'd also like to rise above Zodiac astrology and understand more about your own personal situation, you can take advantage of my special offer of character analysis and a 12-month forecast. Get 30% off. No two charts are the same, and it will give you searing insights for the months ahead. If you'd like to get your free daily written horoscope fired to your device each morning, please see the link beneath this video too, where you can subscribe for that. Hello Capricorn, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for week commencing the 21st of March. The Sun now in your sector of home, emotion and security is going to be challenged by the moon in your sign on Friday. This is going to see your instincts to do what's right for you as an individual potentially running counter to what's best for you in terms of that sense of security. Now, you're a pretty cautious zodiac sign, so don't think you're going to be governed too much by this quarter moon, but there is a very hazy link between Mercury and Neptune on Tuesday and Wednesday. What you hear or read may not necessarily go in quite as it's meant, or you could feel that you could be discussing something very clearly and someone can end up with a completely different impression. So fact can be stranger than fiction at the start of this week, but Mercury then goes on to forge a deep and much more clear link to Pluto. So I think you will get to the bottom of whatever might cause some confusion earlier in the week eventually. But of course, Venus and Mars continue in your second solar house, giving you a great appreciation, as they have been, of all the good things in life, but Mars is in a very abrasive right angle to Uranus. Uranus is in your sector of freedom, and if you're feeling like you want to be a bit more free and easy with your resources, and say a partner feels that this is the time to be a bit more guarded and conservative, it could cause a bit of a standoff between you. So the desire to be impulsive with resources or having a good time can be very strong this week, just at a time when being more conscious of your emotional foundations is the key. So if you are tempted to be frivolous, you may want to just ask yourself why that may be. Once the week gets to a close, Mercury moves into Aries, and if there is something that needs to be discussed of a more personal, emotional or family-based nature, I think you will be able to do this as the week draws to a close.